Hey folks, and welcome to my review of the Leisurely Audio E16, which is their current flagship. As you can see, these look baller. These have 12 balanced armatures per side, which are top level Knowles and Sonion, and he has 4 Sonion ESTs per side, so yeah, 16 drivers per side, as you can see. And as usual, full disclaimers, I'd like to thank a viewer for loaning these to me. So thank you very much, you know who you are. I do appreciate these a lot, as these are expensive, which I'll get to in a bit. And yeah, obviously I've not paid to do this video, and all thoughts, opinions are my own. And yet there's no packaging in this clip because the viewer didn't send it to me, because it's exactly the same as my L6 one, which I'll link in the top corner and in the description. And yeah, let's just get into it. So yes, let's just basically straight into the review. So like I said before, I haven't shown any what the packaging looks like because I don't have it. Well, obviously I've linked my L6 review, so you can check what these come with. And these are very expensive, so it depends when you watch this video, but these was about £1,100, so 1,300 and something kind of USDs in dollars, so it's very expensive. And here's a proper look. So obviously this is the left uni, blue. This is their flagship, so these are very expensive. So as you can see, chock full of bits basically. See, so it uses 12 BAs. I know it uses, I think it does use the big ones are the woofers for low end, and these 4 Sonion ESTs. You can see one of them there and down the bottom. Yeah, really nice set. So all the drivers in these are very expensive, so that means when you buy them they're also very expensive. There's no bell single cheap units in these as far as I'm aware. It's all got it's got all the fancy bits, but that's what it looks like. So yeah, anyway, so these are the second most expensive units I've ever tried. Most expensive was the V16 from TA Audio. A great set, but obviously a lot of money. I'd like to try the Monarch Mark II one day. I'd like to see what that's about. But anyway, so let's get into power and sensitivity. I found these are really easy to power, strangely enough, but they need a really clean source, so bear that in mind. Don't feed this powerful crap kind of a source. You want really clean, super low output impedance gear for these, because they're also very revealing. So as you can see, I'll upload the graph later on, but these are very revealing. If you got crappy quality audio, well, poor mastered audio, this will show it up, because they do have a brighter sound, but obviously I'll get to that in a bit. So resolution of these, they are very clear and transparent, which I kind of expected from what's in them. Again, so if you got something that's kind of poorly mastered, you'll definitely tell the difference, so just bear that in mind. And technical performance of these is very good, as you can imagine, as it's chock to the brim full of quality stuff. So I didn't really expect anything below that, but yeah, you can see it's just full of bits. So whatever you do, don't drop them, because that's a lot. It's a lot of money. So isolation I found was very good, because they are, I don't know if they are truly sealed, because it's full of, sometimes these BAs, they need to breathe for it to work. I can't see any vents unless it's kind of really hard to spot. But yeah, isolation I found was very good, as I kind of expected as well. Stage and imaging, I found them both good. Imaging was very good, as I've tried with a few different things. And stage was bigger. I think the ESTs help make it sound bigger. But obviously if you want big sound, IEMS aren't for that. Earbuds, headphones, that's where you want to go. So anyway, sound, that's what we're here for. So I'm going to overlay the graph now so you can see what they look like. And yes, mine does look a little bit wonky, but when you hear them, they just sound, you don't really notice the difference. So there is dual BAs for low end. So these sound a little warmer than the graph suggests. These aren't bass monsters. I think a DD would have been good in these, to be honest, but they chose to do BA and ESTs as a hybrid in this, no DD. But yeah, they are lean on bass, but it's very, very fast. I did not try EQing these at all because they're not mine, so I'll just try them out of the box. But yeah, the low end is actually surprisingly good. It won't suit a lot of genres because there's not that much of it, so you just have to bear that in mind. But yeah, it is solid BA bass. It is BA bass. I think more people prefer DD Slam, but yeah, that's what it looks like. So mid-range is very clear and transparent, again, which I kind of thought there would be. Now, I started to use these before I graph them, which is, I think, more of the best way. So there's less, well, basically no placebo. And when I used these, there was no graph at all. I was the first, as far as I'm aware. But yeah, mid-range is solid, very clear, detailed, forward where it needs to be. And it's not shouty, which is I like. But yeah, not much to say. Everything's there. Everything that sits in that part of the frequency range, you hear very clearly. It's not forward, it's not back, it's just there, and it's like it's supposed to be. So I was quite happy with it. And yes, so straight into the treble. So my graph doesn't match the manufacturer's graph, and I did measure these a few times. See, like the one I have here dips at like just past 4K. The manufacturer's graph doesn't do that. But they do have, as you can see, an elevated treble. The 3K may be a problem for some people because it is getting up there. But because of that, and it's in the presence range, it's very, very clear, and instruments are very super can be really, really forward. And they're very, very clear. Acoustics, these sound immense because it's super detailed where the instruments sit in the frequency range. But it can get fatiguing, so just have to bear that in mind. They are a bright set. But the treble does drop off a bit early. I was expecting more towards 10. But they do have that peak around 15. That depends if your hearing can hear that far up. I can, but some people can't, especially if you're older, so you have to bear that in mind. But yeah, the actual treble performance is actually very good. I didn't really notice that dip because it's only very small, between the 4 up to 5. I didn't notice any sibilance or anything either. They are a very good set. I haven't tried anything else from Leisurely Audio apart from the L6. So this is the most expensive, and I own the cheapest, so nothing in the middle, which is a bit of a shame. But yeah, good set. It's very bright and they're very revealing, so you have to just bear that in mind. And I think these won't suit all genres that I like. I like electronic. I want more low end, and I'll probably prefer a DD for that. But some acoustics I'd try this with, and folk music, it sounds immense, which it should do. But yeah, obviously I won't go into too much because there's so many different types of music and all that. So conclusion is, do I recommend these? I don't know. They're very, very expensive, and diminishing returns sucks. I don't think they're worth the big money. They are very, very good, and you are getting what you're paying for because all these drivers are very expensive. But depends if that tuning is not for me. I prefer a little bit more low end and a more consistent, smoother treble response. But they are very clear. They do what they're designed to do, and they do it very well. If you know anything in particular, obviously I will link the store in the description, so you can check what drivers they are and all that kind of good stuff. But they are very, very good. I just can't justify the cost. But then again, I've not tried more in this kind of price. I've only tried the V16s, and that was very good. I'd love to try the Monarch Mark IIs. I think some of the like Mest Mark II, maybe something like that, like the really fancy ones in this kind of price. But yeah, they're a good set. I can't recommend something that expensive that's not tuned to how I like it, if you understand what I mean. Good set. just you have to give it a good bit of power for it to do its job, and clean power. Again, as you can see, they look baller. They do look better in the flesh. Whoops, they do look a little bit better in the flesh, but yeah, I'll probably end it there. But yeah, good set, expensive set. So yeah, if you know anything in particular, let me know in the comments. And yeah, thanks for watching.